Welcome back to Hidden Power. This is a Pokemon podcast, and today we're talking all about the Mega Dimension. This will be the first installment in our Legend ZA DLC mini-series. There are so many new returning Pokemon. There's brand new Mega Evolutions. We're going to be talking about our experiences up to the second Rogue Mega Battle. We've got a lot to get into. My name is DustyGogoat, and today I'm joined by TraderLumi and SoulSilverArt, and we're also joined by HoopsandHipHop. It was so cool to go into the pocket of hyperspace, going into one of these dimensions. That was so much fun to do for the first time. I loved seeing the main key. Also, like, immediately you're hit in the face with all these brand new Pokemon that you've never seen before. That was so fun. A lot of really cool, like, cosmetic things about the dimension, about how, like, we're seeing these, like, fragments of Lumio City shattered, distorted, right? Things aren't working exactly how you would expect them to work. It was a really, really good first impression for me. I had a couple hesitations or reservations that we can talk about, but overall I'm having so much fun in these pockets of hyperspace. What do you guys think?
I almost got soft locked inside hyperspace Lumios. That was my first experience.
Oh my god, tell me about
How do you do that?
How do you do that?
How do you do that?
So you know when
What
you
the
get
heck?
into hyperspace Lumios, you split up, and like the very first time you visit it, like not even
Yes.
to go in to catch Pokemon, you
The time
split
there's
up.
no
You
timer.
go with Lita, and Tawny or Bang goes with Naveen. Which, by the way, I really liked that when they give you like the choice of who to go with, your options are I'll go with Lita or you'll go with Naveen. Which I thought was kind of funny. It's like flip a coin, heads you win, tails I lose, like. But anyways, so I'm riding around with Lita and I'm wanting to explore, right? So one thing I thought was interesting was the Pokemon centers being like completely empty. You can't experience a Pokemon center like that.
Yeah.
So I walked, and it's kind of like my desk here where there's like a little alcove in the Pokemon center next to the counter. So I walked into it, and Lita comes and stands right here. And that's my only way out. And so I like try to walk, and she's just standing there. And so I start to panic. I'm not gonna lie. I'm like, oh no, because you can't travel anywhere or anything at this point. I'm like, oh, this is really bad. And just eventually,
This is
after like
insane.
constantly like walking and rolling in the same like square foot, she finally like moves ever so slightly to the right, and I just dart out.
No,
But yeah,
man.
so Soul, you were wondering why I wasn't a big Lita fan. Well, because she almost broke my game.
Oh my god,
I gotta
dude.
say,
I didn't have
I
that.
gotta say, this will be for like later discussion because I don't think it's not within the first Mega Rogue Battle or whatever. But I actually like Lita a lot more because of like
Same.
what goes on in the DLC.
Oh, okay, all
You
right.
guys are just
I don't
just
think I-
realizing how awesome she was the whole time. That's what I'm saying. She was always awesome.
I mean, she's great, but like the DLC gives her even more, and it's
Okay,
like
cool.
really cool.
That makes me. I'm gonna play this DLC now. That's it. I'm convinced that this is This is all I need. Because Lita in the base game, I'm telling you guys, every time that she would have a line of dialogue, I'd be like, Lita is the best written character in this entire game. like literally, I'm a fan of her personality.
Yeah.
But to go back to what Dusty you were saying, just to like break it down in detail here, nitty gritty. Like I loved like the cutscene of falling through
Yeah.
to the hyperspace Lumios. That was really cool. And then once you get there, it's like I'm like, bro, this is just Lumio City. It is like very jarring at first when you know what to expect, but it is just like a recolor of a bit of Lumio City, and I do think that they just could have done a little more with it. But on the positive side,
Can we sit on that for a second? Can we unpack that
Yeah.
that first thing
Yeah,
before
yeah.
we move on? Because like,
go for it.
again, this is one of those things where like, sure, like
It's just more.
it's tough to say because what I'm disagreeing with is not the fact that like it literally is like reskinned assets. That is like what I think we all expected.
Yeah.
But like when you say it like that, I feel like it's removed from the actual game. Because this actually doesn't feel anything like Lumio City. Everything's corrupt. Everything's broken. The warp panels work differently. There's more puzzles. There's all these new Pokemon. There's new new resources to actually collect. And the time limit just changes everything. And the Pokemon are level 200. or at least for me
I'll-
right now, level 1, like 104 or whatever. So like
I will concede on that.
fundamentally, it is
Yeah.
different. It's totally
I
different.
will concede on that because I do think that I think that the time limit especially makes you like I can't even pay attention to what I'm looking
Yeah.
at. A lot of the times you're just like going around
Yeah.
and you know what I mean? Like you just got to go. So
Sure,
it's not
yeah.
like I'm paying
Yeah, when you
attention.
say it like
But
that,
they
yeah,
did-
okay, yeah.
They
You're
did make it so that it feels like a different space. I will say that, but I would say even the thing that really gets to me more than anything is just like the like grayscale monochrome. You know, like it's not great to like. It's not very nice looking. I guess you know, and it's more of the same of Lumio City, and it's not. I would even say they're not the same parts of Lumio City in a lot of places.
No, they feel like completely new areas. What do you
yeah.
guys think about this?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I think I'm a little closer to Soul on that opinion, but I don't. It helps that I knew not to expect much. You know what I
Right.
mean? Like my disappointment was kind of when I saw that in the first DLC trailer, and I was like, ooh, it's just gonna be
Yeah.
like a recolored Lumia. I was kind of hoping like they'd get really fun with it, especially since we had at that point we had a data mine list of Pokemon, so we kind of knew of a few that we've teased a little bit of some legendaries and some Pokemon that are gonna be that seemed to be involved in the story. And so my hope was like we've already mentioned Rayquaza, how cool would it be if like it's Lumiose, but instead of Prism Tower being here, Sky Pillar's here. Like
Yeah.
I was kind of hoping they'd do some wild changes to
Yeah.
Lumiose, but then when we saw the first trailer and it was just like a monochrome Lumiose, that was where my disappointment was. So I didn't have that here, but only because I already had it.
Yeah, like there's so many things that like like I was saying this on the stream, like there are so many things. Like my bread and butter is, okay, what can we think of? What's a fun idea that would be awesome to see? But yeah, I also most of those ideas I'm not expecting them to actually happen. I guess what I'm just trying to say is like I'm looking at a screenshot right now on Twitter, and like I don't know, I get the vibe that they're going for, but like the fact that something that I can think of isn't in the game doesn't make it a bad. Like I feel like that's not like criticism of the game. That's like, because when I'm playing through the loops, and again, I'm only like 3-4 hours into the game, right? Like, but when I'm playing these loops, when I'm jumping into a hyperspace pocket and I'm doing my 1.5-minute run or my 2-minute run, like,
Gosh,
there's no time
Minute and a
to
half is
like.
bad.
There's no time. Like, I guess I'm just like when I'm interacting with the game, I have not thought of these things at all. So I've just yeah.
I'm kind of milking it a bit, right? I just want to mention that I'd be remiss to not mention that it is just kind of the same thing, but you don't really realize it that much. It's just like the first scene where it's like, what is this place? I'm like, this is a reskin of Lumia. That's what this is.
Yeah.
You know, it's not. When you're actually playing it, you really are not thinking about it because of, I think, especially the time.
That's what I'm trying to
but-
get at. That's what I'm trying to get at. I'm like, yeah. I think I get caught up in some of the memes sometimes. You know, like people are joking online, and it's like if those get brought up into the conversation, I'm like, okay, well, are we being like, is this actually how we feel, or is it just a meme? And so maybe that's me missing it, but I don't know. I think
What are
it's
your thoughts on it, Hoops?
yeah. Oh yeah, Hoops is here.
Well, as far as yeah, I'm here. As far as the whole reskin subject, I can totally understand in terms of like you want new areas to explore, especially with DLC. It's like we're accustomed to getting new places that we can go to and explore. But personally, I would like new places to explore as much as anyone, but as far as like what the game presented in terms of hyperspace Lumiose being more Lumiose, it didn't really bother me because like the game, like it's got other stuff to kind of compensate for the fact that it's more or less the same area, which I kind of referred to earlier. Like it kind of goes back to the comparison between previous DLCs where there was a new area to explore in those DLCs, but kind of less substance in the area. This is kind of the opposite, where it's like there's not a new area, but there's way more substance. So like I'm fine with that kind of trade-off. And then the other thing is that the gameplay is kind of like it's such a big focus with what you're doing that like I'm just having a good time. Like,
Yeah,
and this is something that clicked for me. Like
That's
it
where
took
I'm at.
it took me a few hours to really get to this, so this could even be considered like a piece of advice, I guess. But
Oh, cool. Okay.
when I was like, okay, I have only a limited amount of time. I gotta do all these tasks, and I gotta get them all done because I need that big golden Pokeball at the end to get the berries. So like, there was a moment where I was just like, okay, I'm just gonna just go ham and do this as fast as possible. And so like right out of the gate, I was like throwing Pokeballs, like grabbing stuff, just going crazy and not taking my time. And I was like, holy crap, this is how you're supposed to play it. You're supposed to go in there guns a-blazing and just going crazy. And when you do that, it's so much fun. And it totally kind of changed the game for me because it's like, this is a little bit of a different of a gameplay style.
Yeah.
And that's kind of how you're supposed to play it, is like faster paced. So I started doing that, and it started becoming like so much more fun for me. And then the other thing I realized was when you're doing all these missions, there's actually like several different kinds of missions that you can do. There's like the tasks that you can complete, and then they start introducing like the battle zones you can do, and then there's a couple others where there's like side quests or there's
See, I haven't even seen any of this.
Yeah, this is kind of like a tease. It's not really a spoiler.
Okay.
But
I think that's after Absol Z is that the side quests at least start popping up.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So you start getting these things pop up where it's like you can do a side quest or you can go find an unidentified Mega Pokemon.
Yeah.
And I didn't really kind of catch on to that because I was just focused on getting these things done so I could go to the next part of the story. But like having that variety was like a game changer because I was, oh, I love these side missions. Oh, I love finding these new Mega Pokemon. And then it's like, oh, now I can go task thing. And it was kind of just a perfect blend of like a variety of things to do that just made it really fun. So,
Dude, okay.
As far wrapping back around to the whole reskin thing, like I acknowledge it, but I'm like, it didn't really bother me that much. And especially because it's like this game's whole thing is entirely set within Lumios. So if we're going to a new dimension, like it being Lumios is not exactly a surprise. And I say that as someone that's like, yes, I would love to go to new places. I definitely like, I would love a situation where it's like, oh yes, we can go we can go to like this one other part of Kalos just to get some fresh air or whatever.
South Kalos, please.
But like Dusty was saying, like, yes, that would be great. But the fact that we can think of that and like, it's a great idea, just because the game doesn't do that doesn't necessarily mean that it's bad. And as I said, I think there's like a trade-off with like the substance, the story, the gameplay. Like I think there's definitely a trade-off there that I personally was okay with because I was enjoying the story and the gameplay and stuff.
Yeah. That what you said at the beginning is super encouraging, and it makes so much sense. Because we were talking about it earlier on our live stream, just about like how the gameplay is kind of different, you know, and I think if you do play it the way it's intended to be played, it probably is much more fun. It's just that like it's different from ZA in a way where you're like, base game ZA, where you're like relearning almost how to play it, which is you need to run through it. This is where like the roguelite stuff kind of comes in, which is we mentioned that as well, and I don't think that it is very roguelite in general. It's the smallest little tiny bit of it. Like people say that, but I don't even think that this game is even close to one of those. But that does have that same kind of feeling, what you just said, where it's like you just got to run in there and do everything that you need to do, and then get out.
and it's like, and like I said, it took me a little bit to catch on because I was just like in the zone of how you play the main game. But once it sort of kind of came together where it was like, I want to do these things fast, and I just started just going. I was like, holy crap, that was a lot of fun to just be like boom, 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 boom.
Right.
So
you're supposed to have like level 100 Pokemon, you know? So it's like you're just blowing through it too.
I find myself running out of time. So I'm looking for like the screenshot I'm looking at right now. It's like there's like there's apparently legendary Pokemon that you can get in this place, which would make sense with the Rayquaza. And it like, and the calories go up to like, right here it's like 1800. I don't even have 200 calories. That's 200 seconds. Like, I don't even have 200 seconds to go through these places. So I think throughout, what I'm hoping for is, like, throughout the game, it does start to feel more like, okay, you can take your time with this. You know, there's still a limit, but, like, you actually have time to explore, which will be good. But okay, let's keep this moving. We land in hyperspace Lumios, and how cute were those Mankey? Those Mankey have never looked better.
I mean,
it's Mankey.
What do you mean? I saw the Mankey and they were cute. They looked so good. I was thrilled. I saw the Mankey. I'm like, wow, I think I might train one. They're goofing off. They were acting like one of Ash's Mankey. And then they gang up on me, and I was like, what are we doing? This is so much fun. I was it was a really cool. And then I think what I'm enjoying about the hyperspace is that there's so many weird elements that, like, I have to not even relearn. I have to learn. Because they were all like level 102 or 103. And when I was trying to catch these different Pokemon, not the Mankey, I was thinking to myself, I'm like, are they going to remain at level 100? Are they going to, like, go back to level 100 or whatever? Are they going to have the catch rate of a Pokemon that would be at level 100? And I don't think any of that's true. I think it just defaults to, like, whatever level they're at, 17 or something. But, like, there's all these things. Immediately, I had all these questions. There was intrigue. I don't know, but those Mankey were adorable. You guys didn't have any impressions with the Mankey?
With the Mankey? No, not really.
Oh, I love the Mankey.
I did. When it falls on you, I was like, this is awkward.
Yeah.
The way that it falls on top. Like, they're all falling. Yeah, their butt is, like, all falling on top of you, like, all of them. And I did have, an impression of, like, they were tough. Like, my team.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. They kicked my butt.
Yeah.
I took them down, but they did kick my butt. Well, that was one of my items, Mankey. I don't know. I really enjoyed that. I thought that was a fun introduction. I thought it was a fun introduction.
I'm happy for you.
I haven't even captured a Mankey yet. And honestly, like, okay, well, let's talk about that then. Like, all these spawns. My first batch of spawns, I'll tell you them right now, because these different spawns are different for everyone, right? And my chat was telling me that, like, the spawns I got were pretty good. So I got Starly. That is a cool one.
That is good.
The goat.
I don't really care too much about it, to be honest with you. Gulpin.
Have you seen the Mega?
Yeah, I have. Yeah, I did.
And you don't care?
Oh.
Not really, not too much. I don't care for Staraptor that much, so you guys are putting me on the spot right now.
But you've seen the Mega.
No.
I've seen the Mega.
I support
It
you.
looks more the same.
And you still don't care.
Dude, it looks. I don't know, man. I used
same.
to drink Monster Energy in high school.
No.
What do you want from me? I've grown up. I've grown up.
I support you.
I also thank you, Saul.
I'm with you. I'm Team Lumi. It's one of the best ones.
Thank you. We were gushing about Absol Z earlier too.
Maybe I gotta see it in the game. Maybe I gotta see it in the game. So I got actually some of these I think disappeared. There was a Gulpin and I wrote down Grievard as well, but I didn't actually capture those. Those must have been re-rolled. I got a Nickit. I got a Wimpod.
Nice.
I got
Very
a
nice.
Clobopus, which I like
The
Clobopus.
baby.
I don't care too
The
much.
baby.
I don't care too much about what Graplocked, but
Yeah.
They
and then
got some buffs this game. I'm happy.
They
for
look
that
good
I
in this
love them.
game.
they look good.
They look good.
They crawl around on the ground. And then I got a Spupa, and I was shocked that there was a new Vivillon pattern. That was so crazy. And then I was like, oh, maybe they'll. I was like, I was like, oh, maybe the green is random. Let me catch 100 Spupa. So I used all my net balls catching Spupa and I was trying to see if they would all evolve into a different pattern.
You didn't want to try it with like 3 first? No, you just went ahead and
I didn't know how rare they were going to be. Because, like, you know, all these things despawn. You can only get 3 Pokemon in every pocket. So that was my first batch. I've captured a ton of new ones since then, but
I need to cut you off really quick just because maybe Lumi you can look this up, but I think that Vivillon pattern is from like England. Like you can only get it in England. Just saying.
okay.
The Vivillon
like
patterns.
All the Galar hints in this
It
game.
says
It was
let's
the
put
garden
a pin
pattern,
in
right?
there. Let's put a pin in there.
He's
Yeah,
got
yeah.
I'll let you know.
He's got his tinfoil hat on.
Yeah.
Little
I'm looking
Vivillon
into it.
giving
I'll
us
let
a
you know.
little hint.
Love it.
On the
dude.
note about like Gen 8, and kind of Gen 9 too, but they brought in some of the Galar and Paldea Pokemon with the expansion, like you mentioned Nickit, and another one that comes to mind is you mentioned Greavard, but also like Maschiff and stuff.
Yeah.
It was kind of crazy, but specifically with the Gen 8 Pokemon, it was really actually cool to see them in this game because they felt just like so much better looking. Like,
so better.
I was fighting against a Thievul, and it was running around, and it actually like ran around like a fox. And I was like, I don't really care about you, but you look really good right now.
Yeah.
Like,
I think
it was refreshing.
So maybe you do care about it.
Maybe I do care.
There's so many gens, so many Generation 8 and 9 Pokemon that like I was ecstatic to see in this game. And like I've seen the list, but like the ones that I've actually been able to get so far make me so happy. I have a little you know what? It wasn't a Gulpin. It was Grafai's first form. That's what I ended up getting.
Shroodle.
Yeah, I got a Shroodle. And I'm like, I don't care about Shroodle. Same thing. I still don't care about Shroodle, but I'm excited to evolve it into a Grafai. They all look so good. I ended up with a Scovillain. Like, these Pokemon, I love Legends ZA because we were able to see the batch of Pokemon that they gave us in a completely new light. Same thing with the Megas, and now same thing with all of these new Pokemon. Like, I have a Kofagrigus on my team. I love this. That's one of my favorites. And now I get to play with them in this, in this 3D real-time system, dude. He just follows behind me. It's so much fun. So much fun.
Yeah.
I think one thing that the whole real-time system is doing that no one's really talking about because we're focused on like the battle aspect of it.
Yeah.
But it is allowing these Pokemon to like run around and do things when normally they're just standing there.
Yeah.
And that gives, and that's why it's like so refreshing to see Gen 8 and Gen 9 Pokemon specifically, because we haven't really seen them do those kinds of things.
And Scarlet and Violet look so bad.
Yeah.
Just let's put that on record.
It breathes so much life into the game to see Pokemon moving around like this. And to the point about like just like polish and how good the game looks, that's something that I think plays a part in it with ZA looking as good as it does, especially on the Switch too. And I was thinking about like while I was playing and seeing these Pokemon and how good they looked, I was like, oh boy, like ZA on the Switch 2 is kind of like a baseline. Like, it looks great.
It's only going to look better in Gen 10.
It's what we can expect Gen 10 to look like, more or less. And so I'm like, can you imagine just like doing this, but with like in a new region with totally new Pokemon?
Getting the chills.
Yeah.
Okay. Give it to me.
I'm playing like I'm trying to get into the mind of someone listening to us right now. Like I feel like often on the show I'll push back at Soul when he said, when you say like, the game doesn't look great or whatever. And that's fine. That's fine if you like, if you are perceiving it in a way, that's totally fine. But I guess it's like, I have a different standard, I guess, because I think ZA does look good for what it does. Yes, there's a lot of windows. Yes, there's a lot of taxis. Yes, there's a lot of bricks that are all identical. But like, I think this is the best Pokemon's ever looked, which is insane. Or at least when I say it's the best it's ever looked, there's been other games with better art styles, but those have been in 240p. This is like a 4K game with an art style that isn't perfect, but that's why I'm just trying to like, I'm here, right? It is true. A lot of people don't love the art style and don't think this game ZA looks good. I think it looks good though. That's all I'm trying to say. I think it looks good. And I'm pumped to see Gen 10. Like, I really think we're going to be in for a treat. Because at the very least, it'll be in 4K. At the very least.
Just FYI, Soul was right about the Vivian pattern. It's only in the UK and New Zealand.
Nice. There it is.
New Zealand. New
Zealand, UK, Generation 10.
New Zealand. No, I'm serious. I don't know how much we can get into, like, spoilers of Gen 10.
Yeah, maybe keep it soft. Maybe keep it soft. What are we saying?
I'll keep it soft. So UK is obviously Galar, and we're in Legends. Like, we're talking about.
Okay,
Legends
maybe
Galar,
the next. Yeah,
obviously.
that could be a thing. Yeah.
New Zealand. What's right next to New Zealand? Australia. And what is like right next to Australia? Just look it up. Like what is right there, just north
Right
of
above it,
Australia?
yeah.
Southeast Asia.
No. So what I was thinking when you said that was like, okay, well, this is so off topic, but I was just thinking of like DLC for Gen 10. I don't know, whatever.
Different podcast. We're talking about.
Yeah.
We're talking about.
Or
if you're new-
DLC 2
Yeah.
for Legends Z8. No.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm not against.
We're going back to Kanto, baby. We're going back to Kanto. That's all I heard in that conversation. The ports are confirmed. All right. So what Pokemon? What do your teams look like? What kind of Pokemon are you guys getting? I mean, actually, Hoops has beat the game.
Yeah.
Hoops
What
beat
was your
the game
final team then, Hoops?
without spoilers, without mega spoilers, and then we'll talk about some rogue megas.
When it comes to DLC and like late game stuff, that's when I'm like, okay, I'm using legendaries. Like I don't care anymore. And I also want to get a chance, especially with like the megas. I want to get a chance to use them. So my team going just like throughout the DLC, I guess, and like going into the DLC was I had for Alligator, Charizard, Chestnut, Zygarde.
So Grass Fire Water Core there. You
Love
created
that.
your
Love
own
that.
legend starters.
I like that.
I didn't even really plan that, but it was fun. And then I used Zygarde because I need it for just like tough battles. And
It's so good.
Using Mega Zygarde is like so satisfying. Like you
Yeah.
blast something with Nihilite and you're like, just die.
Dude,
Like
it's so sick.
just like so fun.
It's so much
so
fun.
fun to blast something with.
I love hitting flying
and then-
types with what is it, 1,000 arrows?
Yeah.
I think so. Yeah.
Just rain
And
from
then
above.
who else did I have? I have so I ended up picking up an Absol during the DLC, and
As we all should.
I might
yeah,
need to.
because Absol Z, I was like, oh
Yeah,
my lord,
yeah,
like
yeah,
this
yeah.
is insane. So I had to add it because it was just that
I think
good.
I might need to add it to my team.
And then I ended up I had Mewtwo on my team because I got it from the Mewtwo event, and I was like, oh, I use Mega Mewtwo, but I didn't really use it. It was just kind of there.
Sure.
So yeah, I'm using legendaries, but like I'm like,
That's fine, man.
this is the time to use legendaries. We're in like the
absolutely.
DLC post.
Absolutely.
Before though, during my main story, just to give you guys like what my actual team was, I also had Ampharos and Gengar, I believe.
Nice.
Okay, that's pretty good.
So yeah,
Okay.
I had a legit team. I'm just having fun using the legendaries.
I
It's
literally
nice too because you used the Chestnut and now you get to use the Mega for it. And the
Yeah, and
DLC.
on that note, really quick, because obviously, oh my gosh,
it's so
like
good.
S-
I just did this for the first time
tier.
right now, dude.
Oh, it's so good.
Mega Absol
Yes,
Z.
it's so
I
good.
can't wait for the tier list.
It's so good.
That's gonna be fun.
But obviously, there was a lot of controversy with the whole Chestnutite and getting those megas and locked by
Mhm.
the ranked battles. Well, granted, I'm not saying it's not an issue at all, because like having to wait for ones to unlock is kind of like annoying.
Sure.
But I went in like a couple weeks after the fact. I think it was like right after the Chestnutite was released, and I was like, I haven't done this yet. I need to do this, so I'm gonna go in and get these. I got all three within like 10 minutes.
Nice,
Like
man.
it was that quick. Like I did not
Yeah.
even have to hardly try. So I was like, like I won't say this is a perfect system, but it really is not a big deal. Like
It's
Yeah.
Yeah,
No, I
it-
agree.
it didn't bother.
I have flip flopped because I'm with you, because I think like in terms of like, yeah, the effort that you have to put into it is nothing. But
It's basically a mystery gift, just with like
you just have to
online
participate.
battles.
You just got to participate.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
for
so
me,
easy.
it's literally just the timing. Because, like,
Having
I
to
would
wait.
love to use a Baxcalibur, a Mega Baxcalibur.
Mega Blaziken would be on my team.
Guess I have to wait next week.
Yeah, yeah.
My
Yeah.
Sceptile. I have a Sceptile on my team. Honestly, I'm probably going to drop him at some point for one of the new Megas. You know?
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
That is
I'd
that
use
is
him
the
if he
one,
had his Mega.
right. That's the one fault for sure. But like as far as them putting the mega stones behind the rank battles, I do not have a
Yeah.
problem with it, because
Yeah.
it's so easy to get.
It's just a mystery.
Well, and I
just
think
the-
That's all
people
it
have
is.
been
When they
begging
drop
for a while for those ranked battles to have something rewarding from them. Because
Yeah.
before it was just like ability patches and bottle caps. And when you're playing these games, eventually like that kind of becomes, especially in Scarlet and Violet, bottle caps, they weren't hard to get. Even ability patches weren't hard to get.
Yeah.
So, you do want something rewarding, and that is what's more rewarding than a mega that you're not going to get without doing this. You know?
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I guess in terms of my team has changed a little bit where every new Pokemon that I discover in a Mega Dimension portal, I'm like, I want this on my team. I just saw that there's a portal for Tinkatuff. I want to get it. I want to get it.
Nice.
I'm like, that looks kind of sick to use in this game
Added
specifically.
Mankey yet?
No, not yet, because I haven't captured it. Bro, you're making jokes, but like Annihilate? What are we talking about?
Imagine if there had been a Mega Annihilate.
Yeah, that's insane.
Oh my
Annihilate is Mega Primeape, if we're being real. Because it's in pain. It's actually at peace. It is like in lore at peace. So yeah, the initial time going into hyperspace Lumios, no big deal. A couple more things just chronologically on this. We came back to Lumios. We met the Rust Syndicate. And I got to be honest, all of this stuff feels like filler. I'm just like sick of this. Like this could be one little, like all the little, I don't know, maybe it's just because I'm doing it on stream, but I'm like, I'm getting nothing out of it. And I think I just want to, I'm like, just bring me back to Hyperspace Lumios. Yeah, but have the story be in Hyperspace Lumios. Have it have something to do. Have a new character show up. You can model a new character. Then that makes it more interesting. I'm glad Karina's there. We haven't even talked about Karina. Karina was cool. She showed up. Did I say this already? I thought she was going to have a Mega Machamp because she sends out Machamp and and then it cuts back to her talking, and normally that means they're about to Mega Evolve. So I thought we were going to see a Mega Machamp. That didn't happen. And then I love her team. She's making me
using a Surfetch.
Surfetch is even cool, and I don't like Surfetch.
Yeah, I thought that was cool. Yeah.
Dude, she's got her whole squad. Yeah, it's nice.
Hoops, I was telling them on the live stream, it's kind of nice because do you watch the anime at all, Hoops?
I don't watch it, but I follow it.
Sure.
Shout out to Zach Toshi.
Shout out to Zach Toshi.
Yeah, there you go. That's how you do it. Yeah.
Yeah, he just gives you text updates.
But so in Journeys, it was like confirmed, but like this is anime only. There's nothing about this in the games. But in the anime, Karina reveals that she's actually like best friends with B from the Galar region. And so I was telling them on the live stream, like, it was cool to see her use Surfetch because it almost felt like a nod, maybe it's real, you know?
That is, I would definitely consider that an Easter egg. I'm gonna write that down.
That's cool.
You can only get in Galar the hyperspace wormholes, but
yeah, that is cool. Another thing kind of going along with that I wanted to mention is, to Dusty's point, there will be story that you will get later on. And,
I'm hoping for it.
Again, that was like my most enjoyable part of this. So I think you'll be fine there.
Okay. That's good.
The other thing though that I really liked was I liked seeing, even though there's not like tons of new characters necessarily introduced, I really liked seeing the different combinations of characters that they brought in, because there were ones that got chances to interact that we didn't see those particular pairings like interacting in the base game. So it was just kind of a cool just blend, kind of using the characters in new ways. So
I love that.
Quasartico is back on Fraud Watch, by the way, because apparently they like are good old buddies with Rust Syndicate.
Yeah, dude, that's corrupt.
That was at the beginning. They're like, "Oh yeah, we work together." I'm like, "Of course, you're corrupt, Vinny."
Yeah, they're like, and like literally, you walk in and Corbo's just like, "Vinny's here to discuss business." It's like, why does Quasartico have business with the? I'm just saying.
Right. What are you guys working together for? But no, I'm excited about the prospect of that. Like even when I first saw it in the trailers, like seeing the returning characters, which this is the opposite of what you were saying, Dusty. I'm pretty sure, but like seeing the characters from the base game in this makes me very happy. I want more of them. You know, like I like seeing them. I like getting to know them more because they were such good characters. Like they were all good. So yeah, I'm happy to see a little more of them at least.
Yeah, I just feel like I've seen them already.
Too.
I know what their megas are. That's something else. It's like I started doing these mega battles, and I'm like, I was anticipating these people to get new megas, right, or to shift up what their mega evolutions are, and that could happen.
I feel like they paired them fun though too. Like
Yeah.
Grisham and Tarragon. Tarragon's like, I'm his apprentice now. And
Yeah.
Grisham's like, no, he's not.
Yeah. No, the opposites are fun. That is true. And then what did I say? Okay. I've touched on most of this. Yeah, Karina's here. I think all we haven't talked really about is Mega Absol Z in that rogue battle. I personally did not have any difficulty with this, and I think that's because my default has always been use Meganium, and I think I also assumed it was like level 100.
Wait.
Okay. Gotcha.
I didn't struggle with Absol Z either. But,
I was like, what are we doing? I'm like, this is not hard. What happened to level
Specifically,
200?
I think the thing that became hard for me was Absol Z piece of cake, but I think it's made to be a piece of cake,
Sure.
to be honest.
It's on my team.
Yeah, I
A
think
piece of donut,
it's
if you
the
will.
intro, yeah.
But
Yeah.
the thing that's gotten me is like, it's not even like blacking out or losing all my Pokemon, but there's now an added layer to these rogue matches, and that's the time limit. You know,
Yes.
If that donut timer, if you run out of calories,
Yeah.
you're done. You know.
No, I was
and
thinking about
Are
that.
you serious, bro?
That has been
No.
that's been what's gotten me. That got me on the second Mega. That got me on the third Mega. That miraculously did not get me on the fourth Mega. But the second and third, it got me on. Hoops and I were talking off air about how much of a godsend that ability to continue with previous progresses.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. You know, where like if you got it to half health,
Yeah.
you can, and you run out of time, you can do it again.
I
and
used
it'll
it a couple
Go ahead and
times.
set it at half health.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah.
That's good.
It would be unbreakably hard if they did
Oh yeah.
that.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like, I like the fact that it is that challenging, but also it's really good that feature is there, because it would be really frustrating if it wasn't.
right.
Yeah, well, and I like that too. Like they don't force you to use it. I think that's how difficulty should be, right? Like I should be able to go, you know, hey, this isn't my kind of game. I don't like action games. Let me get through this. Or, you know, if you're someone who does like that stuff, you can go, no, I failed. I need to restart it.
Right. Yeah.
That's fair.
Having the option is definitely good, and I feel like this has been talked about before, and it's not really like a big deal, but this game is like, it is a big deal. It's just not very exciting to talk about, but this game is by far the best, and it's just like so good in terms of quality of life. And
I agree.
I just hope they continue to do more stuff like that going forward, and I specifically hope it's like where you have flexibility, you have the option. So it's like, if I want to continue with previous progress because I'm a guy that's old and I don't have a lot of time to just grind through this.
Yes, dude, you're speaking my language.
Yes, I can do that. But if I'm just really just like into it, or I'm someone that's got a lot of time and I want to have the pure experience of beating it like the right way from like start to finish without that kind of cheat code, then I can do that. I have the option. I have the option. So I hope they do more stuff like that.
I love I don't know if this is exactly what you're talking about, but like I really enjoy in this game that a lot of Pokemon get new moves through the TM system or whatever. They just naturally learn new moves to give them more type coverage. They're like things that like wouldn't make sense in old Pokemon games, but it makes sense in this game. Like there's so many Pokemon that can get Mystical Fire,
Staraptor gets
for example.
Blaze Kick.
Dude, that is insane. That is
with
so
those
cool.
feet, man.
That is so cool. I love that. Also, listen, I am looking at another picture of Mega Staraptor. It looks pretty cool. It looks pretty cool.
Good.
It looks cool.
It's so good.
I
good.
still don't like Staraptor.
It was so crazy for me because
It's like a C tier.
The stop it.
I'm being honest.
No way. So the entire group of megas, and it's kind of a different discussion, but having Mega Absol Z be the first one that you faced off against, and then Mega Staraptor being the second one, like I was riding so high. I was these are so cool, because Absol Z was like S for me. Staraptor is amazing too. I was like, and let's talk about the fact they gave it the fighting type too.
Yeah,
yes,
cool.
That part
and
of it.
Absol the
cool.
ghost type.
Yeah.
Yes.
Were there
it was like I was
that's true.
riding I was riding so high. I was like, oh my god, these megas are so awesome.
Dude.
Mm-hmm.
So it starts off good.
I'm
Starts off
so mad that we don't have Mega Blaziken Z. That would have been cool.
Mm-hmm.
That would have been cool.
Yeah. I want
been
Mega.
something.
I unironically, like, people will say this and they'll be like, haha, Lumi. No, I'm being serious. I wanted Charizard Z.
I know, I did too.
I know you
wanted
I
it
really
too.
did.
When is
I know
when
you
is
did.
this when is this podcast dropping? Like when are you
Tomorrow.
uploading it?
Tomorrow.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Quick.
I'm gonna plug myself really quick.
Here we go.
But
Okay.
Let's do it.
the following day after this goes up, so Saturday the
Okay.
13th,
December 13th.
I have a video covering some more possible Z megas.
Ooh.
And I
Oh,
think
sweet.
personally they're really good, and there is a Charizard in there.
Yes.
So
I will
Go
be
Wild.
there no
Oh.
matter what.
Lumi's
Yes.
seated.
Yes,
That's
I
cool.
am seated. Absolutely.
Dude, that's super
But
fun.
no,
That's
they
super fun.
yeah, I mean, because we've talked about a little bit how the Z Megas. It's really weird that they made this mechanic, because it's a mechanic. It's not just a title, right? It is a mechanical function. It functions differently from regular Mega Evolution, not to an insane degree, but then the only one you can use in the playthrough of the DLC is Absol.
Yeah.
And then you see Lucario Z. You can't use it until after you're done with the DLC.
Pain.
And then even now, there's only 2 Z Megas in the game.
Yeah.
right.
Like,
Yeah.
why? You know, that just seemed weird to kind of do that. But that kind of triggered me. But even before Star Raptor, like Hoops, you're talking about the just kind of high of these megas. After you beat Mega Absol Z, you start getting the ability to access these side quests
Sure.
within Hyperspace Lumios. And some of them are just like nothing. Like, there was one where it was like you talking to this guy who wants you to give a letter to someone. And then, but there's some that give you access to Mega Evolutions. Like, you get to see the first ones I saw when I went to access this was I go in, there's 2 people standing there with 2 Raichus. And I'm like, oh, I know what's about to happen. And sure enough, like, there's the Raichu X and Y, which both of those I think are also incredible designs. We've had them for a while.
Yeah.
So they've had time to marinate, and there wasn't like as big of a reaction. But then that was really cool. And then there's one with Crabominable. And that is a Pokemon that I feel like gets clowned on by the community. And I myself, I'm not a Crabominable fan by any means. But its Mega is it's still Crabominable. I'm not going to sit here and tell you it's Absol Z, but it's a big improvement.
Yeah.
I mean,
Well,
it's
yes.
really cool.
How far is this
Yeah.
into the game? Or I feel like they were doing some spoilers now.
Right after Absol Z.
Oh,
Right
is
after
it?
Absol Z.
Okay, great.
It's one of the
'Cause I haven't seen it.
Yeah, it's one of the optional wormholes you can go in, so it could
Nice.
appear earlier or later. But I totally agree with you. I saw that and I was like, I mean, Crabominable is one of my least favorite Pokemon ever, as it is for a lot of people.
Same.
But I was like, just like you said, I'm still not going to use it, but like they saved Crabominable.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
made it good, and they did exactly what I wanted them to do, which was bring in more of the Yeti instead of having
Right.
the crab. And
Yeah.
when I was doing the battle against them, they started running, and they're running like
Dude,
a gorilla,
I
like
know.
on all fours. I was like, yes, this is what
That's crazy.
Crabominable needed. So
I also love that
go a
ironically,
step.
ironically,
Yeah.
it's one of it's one of my more favorite ones, which is kind of funny.
I was gonna say I would go a step further and be like, I would even use this on my team, and that's
Really?
just insane coming out of my mouth because I hate the base design. Like I hate it. I think it's one of the worst Pokemon ever. But like I don't know, they just made it look wild, like the no pupil look that it's got going
Yeah.
on. He
Oh,
looks
wow.
crazy, and I kind of like it a lot. I kind of like it.
Yeah.
I
the
can't say
spiky
love,
fists
but I
are
like
really,
it a
really
lot.
awesome as well.
They-
It literally, like
It fixes a lot.
no longer. I mean, I haven't seen it in the game, but I'm looking at the model right now. Like in terms of Mega Evolution, right? If this Pokemon's supposed to be in pain, this Pokemon is basically frozen over. It no longer can do anything that a crab would do, which is it doesn't have the crab walk. It can no longer open up its like claws. The claws are frozen shut, I'm assuming. Is that
I don't know what
It-
the animations are like.
I mean,
but
I've just battled it. I haven't been
It's
able
gonna
to
ton
beat it.
it's fists or it's Right, like that's what I'm saying. Like it basically the crab has died. The crab has truly died. It is frozen over. It is another monster. It's a Yeti.
It's like a zombie, man. Like if it had said it was Ice Ghost now, I would have believed it. I'm glad they didn't, because there's not any ice fighting types. But like if they had said Ice Ghost, I'd have been like, it looks like an Ice Ghost to me.
Damn, man.
And I also
can't wait to see it. I'll see it tonight.
Thinking about it makes me think about how in Gen 1 they had started the beta designs with like a Yeti. There was a Yeti there. And this Yeti has finally made it to being a proper Yeti now. You know what I mean? Like it was like a Jinx counterpart, and it just finally made it all the way to here.
Right before Gen
10.
With
Crabominable.
Yeah,
they tried with Crabominable, the base form, and it's like this ain't
That's
it,
cool.
guys.
That's cool.
And for what it's worth, too, they say that it's actually gonna be pretty good competitively as well, which is also just kind of funny because like it truly saved Crabominable.
Yeah, we should do a full review of all these megas and actually take a look at like
for sure
and speculate what their stats are going to be and their abilities could be for like champions in like a proper game.
I have an abilities prediction video.
Nice.
It'll be out today where y'all are watching this.
Nice.
Okay, so I think that might be it. Mega Absol Z tell me about the Staraptor fight. Was that was there anything else there? You're pretty much telling me there's a lot more stuff to discover up until that second Rogue Mega battle.
I mean, yeah, because you get, like Hoops mentioned, they're random which ones you get, but you can do these side quests in the Dimensional Rifts, and so it contains a lot of megas. So, I don't know if you want me to name them because I don't want to people who have it, because it's optional, you know what I mean? Like, you don't know if I might, like, I had someone message me.
But you've mentioned the one that you've done.
Yeah, I did Crabominable. I did do another one that I saw, and I got to battle it, and, that was cool. But I had someone else message me who was like, oh, I had this Pokemon. And I was like, I didn't do that Pokemon. I didn't get that till after Staraptor.
I haven't done any of them.
That was kind of neat, too. But the Staraptor fight, it was tough. It was, I did get timed out on it. So I didn't, like, lose to it, but I did run out of the calories. And that is never going to not feel weird to say.
Gotta get some better donuts. You need to get one of those donuts, those like mini donuts that are covered in like bacon and maple syrup. A lot of calories in that. A lot of calories in that donut.
Towards the end of the game, you start getting donuts that are like 4,000 calories. And it's like,
that's a lot.
We are destroying Hoopa. Like this is like 2 days worth of food in a single donut. Like, we're gonna give it some problems.
I saw a random short popped up in my feed. It was it was a creator I didn't know who I don't know who it is. I've never seen him before, but he was making the joke about like Hoopa's like he's gonna get fat. Hoopa's gonna have a different form, and I'm like the only thing unbound about Hoopa is gonna be his belt. At this point, at this rate,
Yes.
It's like y'all know that meme. It was from like one of the Wreck-It Ralph movies where he's feeding the rabbit, and the rabbit like gets so big it blows up.
Yeah. It's like a chubby bunny. Ever do that? You like stuff the marshmallows in your mouth.
Yeah.
Am I crazy? I just said that out loud. And I was like, is that even a real thing?
Do that.
I know what you're talking about. Yeah. Hoopa
damn. Well, I'm getting excited now to actually play a little bit more of this game. Is there anything else that you guys Oh, you know what? Something that I noticed. This is kind of removed. Like it didn't really have anything to do with like the plot or whatever. But standing alongside Karina and now Tawny, like just Tawny's been lingering, and I'm like, what is she doing? Like her whole identity was like she was a rival to me as the leader of Team MZ, but now we're the leader. And
no, she is still.
Well, she's still a leader. She's made it abundantly clear a million times.
They make it
I know, but they literally made me I was doing something recently, and they're like, "You're the leader, Liam."
I think they just mean that you like own Hotel Z now.
Okay,
well, there's fun. There is like a bit of a timeline confusion with the DLC, because what you're talking about is when you go battle Tawny in the ZA Royale, and then she ends up, and this is a spoiler for the main game, but I'm just going to say it because we're we're
Yeah.
Well, I think what you're gonna say, I was about to say. Yeah. I just assumed this is it.
So she takes over as leader of Quasartico, and then like you
Yes.
basically become the leader of Team MZ.
Yes.
But the thing about that is the way it looks to me is that specifically takes place after everything in this game, so including the DLC, and the DLC takes place in between the main game and that.
Okay.
So
see, that's
during
so
the
annoying
event,
because I've done that, and they're referring to her now as the Team MZ leader.
yeah, and
That is weird.
so it
That must
weird.
be a bug or something.
And
That's weird.
well, it's tricky
An
because
oversight.
it's like,
Yeah.
I would say it's like an oversight more than anything, because it's like you can't necessarily accommodate for that in the DLC because there's no guarantee that the person playing the DLC has done that event.
Yeah, but they should just
So
check
you-
it. They
You
should
could
just
make
check
it where you do have to. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like,
yeah, that's true, but like then you're getting in a whole other discussion because to get to that point, you got to do 15 battles. That's kind of grindy. That's a lot of work to put in.
Yeah, I haven't
So
done
now
it yet.
it's like-
I have not done
so
that.
it's like that would put a big wall in front
Mhm.
of the DLC in terms of accessibility.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
like
Yep.
No, but
I
but
probably-
they could do a checker to
so
just
Soul's
say like,
the only one
has
who's
this happened
technically
yet?
playing the game right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did it right. It's
Yeah.
true. No, but I mean, I thought that right away. Like when the DLC was coming out, I'm like, there's no way that everyone has done these grinding 15.
Well, there was nothing else to do. That's why I did it. I was like, there's literally nothing else to
Same.
do.
well, I
It's just
did
a lot.
I did like 9 or 10 of them, and then I honestly fell off because I was just like
Yeah.
it was just grindy.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I just didn't get it done. So
Especially
I
if you
feel
already know
like-
the results. You know. It's
yeah.
yeah.
Like,
Yeah, it's so tricky. I think like they could have did that a little better, but I also don't blame them because it's like it's a part of the main game that I think needed to be a part of the main game because like it ties up loose ends, it gives you Floette, which I think is good for that to be in the game itself.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's reasons to have it in the main game, but then it also does obviously cause some like continuity errors too.
Yeah.
So
Mhm.
Well, what I was gonna say, because I didn't even realize there was a discrepancy there. What I was gonna say is like I just feel like Tawny's lingering, and to me it seems like I'm the boss. I've done everything, and you've also given me your prized Pokemon, and for whatever reason, I just got this like it felt really satisfying to just kind of see me and then the other two trainers next to me who are also very strong trainers, but I've defeated them. I now have a prized Pokemon. I have Lucario. I have Karina's Lucario. I also have AZ's Floette, which was passed down to Tawny, which then was passed down to us. And it's not like I like it's these gifted Pokemon, they feel different than trades. And what this made me think about was like, I don't know if it's a trope in other shows or whatever, but like it did make me think about the Yu-Gi-Oh anime where it's like by defeating strong trainers, you end up or duelists, you end up with their prized cards, which is like a little bit of like your deck becomes a collection or a reflection of your experiences. I don't know. I was thinking about that. I thought it was pretty cool. I'm not trying to be sentimental. It was kind of cool to think about it like that because it's cool to like my team is made up of all these different things that had happened throughout Legends EA.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I was just
I
thinking
will
about
say
it.
that it's even a base game thing, but they kind of try to pit you against Tawny, obviously as your rival. So like, you know, the people of Team MZ, I mean, like Lita and I think Lita and Naveen are like being like, well, shouldn't Soul do it because he's like the strongest one that there is? And
No,
you're
it's-
just like,
it's
no,
Liam.
I'm the leader
They
of.
say
I'm
it's
the-
Liam.
Yeah, I know this is
Yeah,
Liam,
yeah.
but you know what I mean. I said it actually out loud, and I was like, "Wait, that's just me, not them." but no, they like literally pit the two of you against each other, like on purpose, like I
Yeah,
said.
for
But
sure.
They like are calling you out to be like, "You're actually the leader." She
Yeah.
just keeps saying that she's the leader, but isn't really.
Yeah, that's her whole personality. She's like
Yeah.
a rival. She's a hothead. She's like a hothead or whatever.
Mhm,
She's like a hard head. But anyways, it was kind of cool. I'm like, wow, I have all these gift Pokemon from within the game, and just kind of cool. I feel like that doesn't really happen. We get mystery gift Pokemon, but again, there's no event behind it, really. It just ends up just being something that is added to our PC box. But a lot of the Pokemon that we get in ZA that are gifted, there's a character behind it or something like that. So I was just thinking about it. I thought it was pretty cool. And then, yeah, Volo is... I wrote down Volo, but I don't know why, because that might be a spoiler.
Just wrote down Volo.
Yeah, I did write down Volo, but I don't really know where that came from.
Well, you know what, though? I don't know if this is where it came from, but there's like a fun little side mission that you can access. It's not remotely connected to the story, but where you have to break into the Lumiose Museum and steal Volo's outfit.
No way!
Are you serious?
Did you do this?
It's a mock thing, like it's this police training thing, and you have to be the robber. But
Oh,
they're like, go in there and steal the
Whoa.
Sonoan ritual outfit.
That's
they're hinting
amazing,
it. They're
and
hinting it.
that's also, we literally talked about that last
Yeah,
time
we did.
I was
Yeah.
here. I was like,
Full circle.
cool if they had a quest where you did that. The only thing
Yeah.
missing is Volo.
Oh my
Yeah,
god!
that's
Yeah.
And
But
you know-
it was funny
and you
because
know-
when I'm doing it, and they're like, "You're gonna steal the Sonoan ritual outfit," I'm like,
Are we about to
Is he gonna-
steal
is he
the
gonna be here,
Declaration of
you know?
Independence? Yeah.
And you know,
Oh my God.
it's so funny to have that happen right here and now, because I don't know if you guys have like followed the news or whatever, but right now the Museum, which the Lumiose Museum is based on, it's
Yeah.
in shambles right now.
Yeah,
Like, they had a break in where a bunch of stuff got stolen. There was
Mhm.
like another thing that happened where there was another security mishap, and then I heard about like
Oh,
there
the
was a water
Spupa?
leak that destroyed a bunch of stuff. No, I'm talking about
Yeah.
the real life museum.
No, he's talking about the real life
like the
Louvre.
real.
Oh no, I
Museum
haven't
is
heard
like
this. I have
all
not
the-
heard this.
It's like falling
Yeah.
apart as we speak. Like there's
Oh,
so
wow.
many issues that have been happening, and there was just a bunch
Dude,
of stuff.
what a
so
coincidence.
It's kind of funny that they throw that in there.
like literally, you just type it in. First thing that popped up is a CNN article that says Louvre thieves escaped with just 30 seconds to spare.
Dude, 30
Like, they managed
calories.
to dodge
They
the
had 30
alarm.
calories.
30 calories. They
30
they
calories.
were
30 calories.
Imagine this is all a marketing stunt. For
Yeah,
the
yeah,
DLC.
yeah. Dude,
Like,
I wouldn't put it past
Go
them.
buy Mega Dimension.
All right, Hoops. Thanks.
Apparently, this kid was using a Pikachu and came from another dimension
Yeah.
via donuts. They said, "What the heck?"
You know what's crazy is they could use Pokemon could use that. It's not like it's like a trademarked thing. If they were following this, they could literally use exactly what you guys just said. Like,
Yeah, but they don't want
it
to.
had 30 calories to spare.
Oh my
yeah, it's-
gosh.
uh,
Hoops.
That would be like
thanks
a
for being
that would
on.
be like a 90s thing.
Thank you guys for watching. Let us know what you noticed. Do you have any thoughts? Is there anything that you appreciated in the first this first section of the game? Let us know in the comments and subscribe if you're new. The next episode, I don't know. We haven't even defined this second episode. It'll either be up to the third Rogue Mega Battle or the fourth. Not sure yet. Subscribe to find out. Hoops, thanks for being here. Links to his stuff will be in the description. Yeah.
His Z Mega video comes out if you're watching.
I'm
us
excited
when
to
this
watch
episode
that.
Drop 2 more. I'm very excited.
I'm excited to watch that. I'm excited to
Yeah.
watch that.
Yeah.
Ahead of the curve, man.
honestly, I think it cooked pretty hard. I'm gonna be honest. Like, there's some fun
Alright.
stuff. There's some fun stuff.
I love
Dude,
it.
can't wait to see it. Thank you guys. We'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.
Kind of experience with in that way
Hoenn.
because I was like, I think I was 9 years old, and I didn't even know that there was a Gen 3 of Pokemon until my cousin came over one day at our grandparents' house, and he was just playing it on his Game Boy Advance. I was
Yeah.
like, I didn't even know this existed.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
crazy. So that Christmas, I asked for, and that was the year the Game Boy Advance SP came out. So I asked for a Game Boy Advance and a copy of the game for
Ruby
Christmas,
version,
but I was
right?
like,
Ruby?
I did get Ruby, but I can't
Okay.
remember if I like asked for a specific one. I just said
Okay.
I want this game. But I had a strategy. I wanted this so bad to where I was like, okay, the
You
SP just
manipulated
came
your
out.
parents. Yeah.
I'm just gonna ask for the regular, like old model Game Boy Advance, so I have a higher likelihood of getting it.
yeah.
So that's what I asked for with the game. and then
Ooh.
Christmas Day comes, and like I always did this thing where like I
That
could
is
not
smart.
sleep, so I would sleep, and then I'd wake up at like 2 or 3 in the
Yeah.
morning, and my parents would always kind of put stuff out by then, so I would run up and get like a sneak.
Yeah, you're
And
like,
so-
you're like, it happened.
core memory.
It happened.
Yeah. Yeah, and so I did that, and like the way my parents did it is they would wrap some presents under the tree, but then they would put some stuff kind of by the stocking that was like not wrapped that
Yeah.
they would just kind of like leave there. And so I come up and like the tree is glowing, and there sitting by my stocking is Pokemon Ruby, and not just a Game Boy
Would it be
Advance,
wrapped?
but
Would it be wrapped?
No, it was like open so I could see it.
Whoa.
That's
So
cool.
it was like
That's cool.
glowing in the Christmas
Santa hooked it
tree
up.
light, and then
Santa
it
hooked
was
it
not
up.
just a Game Boy, and it was not just a Game Boy Advance they got me, but they got me an SP. And I
That's
was like,
sick.
oh my
That's
gosh.
sick,
And I was
dude.
playing it all day long. I didn't have to wait for an internet download
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
Dude, the SP.
whatever.
No, that was smart. You asked for that. You asked for the advance, but I feel like because you had to like, I feel like parents had to buy systems in person. Like they go to the Toys R Us, and then you get the clerk or whatever. You get the salesman there, right? Who are like, listen, if you want to get your kid this game, this one doesn't have a backlight. The SP has a
Yeah.
backlight, right?
Yeah.
The guy's probably like, oh, listen, you could buy the advance, but then you'll have to buy the backlight, and then you're gonna have to buy these extra batteries, and it's not rechargeable. Like the SP
For
was
only
like
$30 more.
yeah,
you
literally.
know?
The SP was like the ultimate. I mean, I really feel like it's such a clear upgrade. So, because that's what happened to me. I never had like the base advance. I just someone got it for me. We just did a like an hour and a half conversation about like a retrospective of the Generation 3 era. So this is so like fitting that that you're kind of giving your 2 cents on this as well.
Yeah, and to add on to there's like a part 2 to that story that's really brings it full circle, because when Oraz came out, so what I did, like I said, I played it all day long Christmas Day, and we would always go to my grandparents' house for like Christmas breakfast, and so I was playing it there. And at one point I had played it so much my SP was low on battery, so I was like in their basement, I was plugged into the wall, I was like laying next to the outlet just playing while my SP was charging.
Sure.
Fast forward about 10 years, Oraz comes out. At this point, I'm getting the games for myself, so I got it in November when the game came out. But my cousin, who originally had that Sapphire version all the way back then, he ended up waiting till Christmas to get the game. So on Christmas, he got Alpha Sapphire, and so we were still doing the Christmas breakfasts and everything. So that tradition was still going on. And so I'm at my grandparents'. I walk down to the basement, and I see my cousin plugged in to the same outlet that I was plugged into, playing Ruby version, playing Alpha Sapphire.
Oh my
That's
gosh.
so cool.
I had like an
It's
out
a
of body
Generational
experience.
moment.
Like,
That's
holy
crazy.
crap.
That's crazy.
That's so neat.
Yeah,
That's so sick.
It was so cool.
I want to go back to that first thing you said about like witnessing Generation 3 for the first time in the wild. Like I was telling the guys, like, that is how I experienced it. I went to school and some rich kid had his SP, had his, whatever, maybe Sapphire, I don't know. Like, I don't know. My parents would not let me bring a game system to school. Like, you're going to get it stolen, broken. It's too expensive to bring to school. Also, you should be learning, not, right, like playing video games. So, like, I just remember this kid playing a Generation 3 game, and it broke my mind because of how advanced it seemed at the time. Entirely new Pokemon. They were in that route right after Petalburg Woods, where there's like a little bit of water, there's like reflection, there's a bridge, there's double battles. I'm like, literally, I was in the core of like it's all brand new Pokemon. I was in the core of like what that game was being sold at. I just think it's cool that like back in the day as a kid, you discover things because of your friends. You just find it in the wild, not because of these commercials like that we all see online. It's just a different experience,
100%.
It just it hits different, It's like finding like a relic, right? It's almost an extension of the adventure that we seek in a Pokemon game.
Yeah, it's
Times have passed.
Stumble upon this like magical device that it was a whole dude. It was just crazy.
and it was funny because for me that was like the one generation, I guess, other technically than Gen 1 that I had that experience with, because I was kind of like aware of Gen 2, I think, because of like the movie and like the anime.
Yeah.
And then Gen 4, I was kind of old enough to know at that point, oh, a new Pokemon game is coming out. And I didn't see news about it. I just kind of was aware. But Gen 3, for whatever reason, caught me completely off guard. And I had a similar experience to what you were talking about, because when I saw my cousin playing the game, he was in the middle of diving underwater. Like, you could dive underwater? What?
Yeah, that's crazy.
And,
that's crazy.
Yeah, so it was special.
Imagine you could like dive in the Lake of Rage, and like I feel like there's got to be some magic down there, but it's impossible in Johto. Oh my god, that's so sad.
That's
One
actually
day.
a whole topic you could get into. Imagine old regions with like new traversal options, so like diving in Johto or like rock climbing or whatever.
Yeah.
So like sick, I think it would be fun to do that with like the gimmicks too, like do Dynamax and Hoenn. Do Terrastal and Sinnoh, you know?
Yeah.
Megas and Johto. I don't know.
The Megas were in Alola. I wonder if Megas are going to come back in Gen 10. You know? As like a bonus.
I wonder if maybe Legend ZA... I've seen some people suggest that Blueberry... This is all like speculation, right? But I've seen people suggest that Blueberry Academy was Game Freak testing the waters of Unova, right? Because it's their least selling like new generation game. And so it was their way of like testing the waters for how the reaction would be to a revisit to Unova. And so I wonder if maybe in some way Legend ZA is kind of a testing the waters of Mega Evolutions, and like, should this be something that like is just here? You know, like regional variants weren't Alolan. They were Galarian and Paldean and Hisuian, you know, so maybe Mega Evolution becomes that, and like just each game we also get like, just like we get a couple new regional forms, we get a couple new megas.
I've been saying, man, it's a Hoops, one of your videos popped up in my feed recently, and I didn't watch it. No offense, sorry. But I sat on the thumbnail and I was thinking about the concept. I've been chewing on it for like the last 12 hours. It's your video series where it's like, what if a Pokemon gets a 4th evolution? Which, I mean, that is, for a lot of Pokemon, a Mega Evolution. Right. And I feel like that's what Mega Evolution is, right? It's like we get a new generation, like you said, Lumi, regional forms, convergent forms. We get regional evolutions. We get split evolutions. Now we could also get a Mega Evolution, which is a 4th evolution. I feel like Megas could just live alongside any game, I feel like, as a power-up, because it's a held item.
It's the best gimmick to,
it's a held item and then a form change.
Alongside other gimmicks too, because it's not Pokemon specifics. Or it is Pokemon specifics, the big thing. Like, you know, every Pokemon can access some form of Terrastal, some form of Dynamax, some form of Z moves, but like, I cannot Mega Evolve my Noivern. God knows I want to, but I can't. So like, you know, it works because it's not. You're going to be sacrificing a held item for your Pokemon. You're going to be using a specific Pokemon. So you're basically wasting a slot on your team to use Mega Evolution if you're using it. So I really think it is something that could coexist with all this other stuff.
And there are other Pokemon that will change their form if you give it an item.
Right.
Or there's a bunch of legendary Pokemon that exists, like you activate it with an item, its form changes, and now it just exists. Like,
and with the power creep too, like just that Pokemon are getting, like, it's why you have to revisit these older gyms. It's because there is a power creep with each generation.
I would welcome
I don't think Megas are as like terrifying, like you can't have them in the game as they were in Gen 6, you know?
Yeah. Damn, man, it's pretty good. That'd be good.
I feel like if I had to predict, I think Gen 10 is going to have Megas, but I feel like it's going to do the Sun and Moon thing where it had them but didn't introduce any more, and they were like a post-game side thing. But I was going to go somewhere with that, and now I
I was feeling it. I felt it. I felt it.
Yeah, I could feel the energy.
I was getting I got goosebumps right now.
Crap. I was going somewhere with that.
No, I'm sure.
While you think about
I had that moment.
I agree with you.
It'll come back.
I do agree with you. I really think that they're gonna like that they're going to introduce new ones for champions, possibly like a few more, and then I think they're just gonna drop them all in Gen 10 and just like all of the new ones in there, not actual new ones, but the new ones that we're getting right now. They'll be old then, technically, but yeah, I think something like that's gonna happen.
So
It
sick.
feels that way.
I just think they will because I mean, you're not gonna use them in literally one game and then not use them
Yep.
again.
Yep.
Like
Yeah.
they're
This
gonna
isn't a
use them at
game.
least.
This is a
They're gonna
DLC.
use them. They're gonna use them at least one more time, and obviously there's stuff
Unless
to consider. Like
Champions.
unless what?
Unless Champions.
Yeah, like they
is
will
the
be in
game.
Champions, and that's the other thing I was gonna mention. Obviously they need to have like their abilities considered, and Champions will do that. But I do not see a world like there is no world where you have Pokemon that are like essentially exclusive to a side game like Champions and are not present in like a main series game like Gen 10.
Yeah.
So like they like and Legends is a main series game, but it's not like that core base experience.
Yeah.
So I don't see a world where they are not included. And I just remembered what I was going to say.
Oh, here we go.
So,
There we go.
so I found it. What I was going to say was, took me a while,
Yeah.
but ZA kind of clarified how megas exist. And
Yes.
because it like specified that it's tied to the firing of the ultimate weapon, and it also specified how the new megas are tied to the more recent firing of the ultimate weapon. And even in kind of the early part of the DLC, it kind of mentions how, or it doesn't mention, but it sort of implies that like the ZA Ainge battle is what caused like at least the Z megas, but you can kind of assume the DLC megas are a part of that too.
Yeah.
So it's like every firing of the ultimate weapon or Ainge or whatever, we get a new batch of megas.
Yeah.
And because it kind of depends on the timeline, but because this firing that we just had in ZA was like a recent thing that just happened, I could see
We've
them
opened
maybe
Pandora's
taking,
box.
I could see them maybe taking advantage of that and being like, okay, well now we can bring in some new megas because we have this lore excuse to do so.
Yeah.
And so yeah,
That's the fun thing too, right? Like Megastones are that big,
Yeah,
so like,
yeah.
there
I
could
could
be
hold
some from
100.
the first Ultimate Weapon that just we haven't found because it's that big. It's in the
It's
ocean.
that
I don't,
big, dude. It's that big.
But,
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
So they always
Yeah.
could make more, and I really think that they might too, because it does sell, right? Like look at everybody's reactions to the first Legends ZA trailer when at the end that Mega Evolution symbol pops up. There are some people on the internet who will tell you like, I don't like the Mega Evolution gimmick because it makes strong Pokemon stronger. No, everybody like you all felt something when you saw that. Even if you dislike Mega Evolution, you felt something when you saw that. You know?
The only negative feelings I have towards Mega Evolutions is like when I saw Scovillain and I was like, it's never gonna get a proper evolution.
Sure.
But actually, totally unrelated, I just thought of this morning because I got a Capsicid and had to evolve it, and I remembered it evolves with a Firestone, and then I thought about you, Hoops, and I was like, oh, that's a great Pokemon video where you're like, what if Capsicid evolves with not a Firestone but a Grass Stone, right? And now we have a new. I just feel like I like the Pepper Pokemon. I kind of wish it got a little bit bigger. I kind of wish it turned into a dragon or something.
Duskstone, it's a ghost pepper.
Yeah, yes. There's give it some different stones. That's I guess the option. If you like a Pokemon and it gets a Mega and you feel like okay, it could have had a couple extra evolutions, it just has to evolve a little bit differently.
Yeah.
Give
Give
it a branch. Split it up.
I recently did a video where I made an evolution for Hawlucha, and it was like shortly I was kind of like making the video before Mega Hawlucha got revealed, and then Mega Hawlucha got revealed, and I was like, I just really like this idea, so I'm gonna do it anyway. And so I kind of formulated it into a concept where I kind of pitched the idea of what if someday we have Pokemon that like essentially their pre-evolutions get the Mega and like they gain new standard evolutions after that. So it creates a scenario where you have to choose, do I want to use the pre-evolution with the Mega or do I want to use the final evolution? And so it creates this kind of interesting dynamic choice thing, which is a kind of a core thing of Pokemon, like choosing what team you want. And then it makes the pre-evolved Pokemon more viable.
Dude,
So,
this is
like,
not even that crazy. I love this, Hoops. What you're describing, all you're describing is a split evolution, but it's a split from the Mega Evolution.
It's a split with a Mega Evolution being one of the branches.
Yeah.
Like,
because a Mega Evolution is an evolution.
right.
That's sick, dude. It's like a
Like,
it's like a
I
regional
think-
evolution or something.
Yeah, and that's kind of how I pitched it. Like
Ooh.
with this Hawlucha evolution I made, the concept was, what if more Pokemon could like evolve other Pokemon, like Remoraid and Mantine.
Yeah.
So I came up with this scenario like Hawlucha and Incineroar, they fight because
Yes.
they're both wrestlers, and Hawlucha evolves. So like that one could be an Alolan evolution. So it could be it could still be like a regional thing where it's like, you gotta evolve it in this region, you know. But like, to me, I don't think they would do it for a bit, but I don't think it's unreasonable at all.
I don't think it
to
is.
introduce a system like that, because it would make pre-evolved Pokemon more viable.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially one day, because like in Legends EA,
Yeah.
they do like they do say multiple times like, oh, you know, a Pokemon can't Mega Evolve if it can evolve, but like that's just right now. You know, when Game Freak 50 years from now, it's less than that, 15 years from now, if Game Freak decides, hey, you know what? We want to do Mega Pikachu. You know, then, I mean, I guess they kind of did Mega Pikachu.
Yeah.
We want to do Mega Eevee.
They did.
Then they're going to do it. They're not going to go, what? But guys, we said no. They're just going to be like, yeah, we thought that. And then now we found this. So.
No, but I think it makes sense because it's like if you boil evolution down, like evolution makes sense on 3-stage Pokemon, because it's like you're literally going beyond you're going beyond evolution. Pokemon can't evolve a fourth time, or I guess it'd be a third time into a fourth stage, but they can Mega Evolve. But on these Pokemon, like I'm looking at a picture of Absol right now, it has 2 Mega Evolutions, but that's like I don't know how to describe verbally what I'm imagining. Like I'm imagining like a whole like diagram right now, but it makes sense. It makes sense. It's like every Absol can Mega Evolve, and then that Mega Evolution can manifest in different ways. It could be regular Absol or Absol Z, but Absol could also get a proper evolution, which by very definition would not be Absol. It would be a completely new Pokemon. Right? Like Mega Absol is a perfect evolution, a perfect form of Absol, not of like, what's a better example? I guess like I don't know. Like we'll say Slowbro. Slow. That's a bad example. Yeah, I don't know.
That's like possibly the word.
Yeah. Well, I was thinking because
thinking
because of Slow King. Slow King doesn't have a Mega Evolution, but I think this makes sense. I think what you're describing, Hoops, so sick. That's my new headcanon. It can happen. It will happen.
Yeah.
I think it will happen.
Since we're starting to tap into Mega Evolution and stuff, should we
that
move
sounds
to
good. I've been recording this, by the
regularly
way, for
scheduled program.
Patreon. Yeah.
we just did a whole episode right there.
There you go.
That's
Boom.
what this episode was supposed to be. So I just recorded that. I'm gonna
When
just
great minds come together.
yeah. I'm gonna just.
I didn't know that we were recording for about half of that, so I was like, you know, whatever.
Yeah.
But